What's good, y'all boys? Welcome back again to another video. Look, we talking about the debate again. And then once again, shout out Black Conservative Perspective, right? It seems this time he's covering mainly the talking points about Ukraine and America's involvement and breaking it down more. You know, I'm no expert on foreign policy, so something like this, I'll definitely refer to somebody else and see if it makes sense to my head. But yeah, if you saw the debate, you saw that a lot of them people came and attacked Vivek for not having political experience, politician experience, yada yada yada, and it shows how out of touch they are with the people, because the people are tired of these career politicians who only say what their masters allowed them to say. They can't speak their mind for real. That's why I thought they would learn that lesson from Trump, because that's why a lot of people like Trump, because he said shit whether you liked it or not. He said it. And you know, that feeling of authenticity is what attract people, regardless of what the policies are. It is what it is. We're tired of fuddy-duddy, old-ass politicians who can barely walk straight, who can barely feed themselves, who can barely bathe themselves, giving fake-ass answers that don't answer nothing. It is what it is, especially in a time like this. So it seems like everything is crashing around us, or at least getting ready to. What people want is someone that's youthful, has energy, is aggressive, and says what they mean, and means what they say. And so far, Vivek has represented that idea, and you see it when they came up to Ukraine and the war in Ukraine, when they keep funding the war in Ukraine. We touched on it in the last video, but you're gonna see in these clips how they gained up on him. Nikki Haley definitely did, especially when they brought up Israel. So I don't know if a certain group of people got their hands on Nikki Haley. I don't know. A certain group of people in politics, I don't know. Because she got really defensive about Israel and misrepresented what Vivek's plan is for Israel. I think Mike Pence got mad too. But yeah, let's go.
We do need somebody of a different generation to lead this nation forward. Look at the way I've run this campaign. Going to the south side of Chicago, to Kensington, in the middle of Philadelphia, where traditional Republican candidates don't go.
Yeah, we did a video on that. Vivek went to the hood. Boy, he went to the hood. He went to the people that's living for real. I ain't see Krispy Kreme over there. I ain't see Joe Biden in the hood. Joe Biden ain't never went to the hood, boy.
We have an opportunity to build a multi-ethnic working class majority to deliver a landslide, and I think I'm the only candidate in this race, young or old, black or white, to bring all of those voters along to deliver a Reagan 1980 revolution. We're going to do it in 2024.
Same question to you, Governor.
Never voted in a presidential election
there you
until
go.
20.
I will answer
You never voted. You never voted.
30-second quick answer.
Why did you never vote? Shut up.
You all have to get control of this debate.
Everybody's going to get Listen, we're getting control of the debate. This is a lightning round.
All right, guys. So in a continuation of my breakdown of the GOP debate, I want to talk about an exchange that got really, really, really heated when it comes to the topic of the war in Ukraine. Now, in this exchange, it becomes very clear to the American people, to conservatives, Republicans more specifically, that the Republican Party, the establishment, is not aligned with the base in regards to where we're at when it comes to this war. It is very clear, okay? They're making it very clear in this debate, okay, that they're not on the same page, right? As Vivek Ramaswamy was the only person to clearly and definitively state that he would not send more money to support Ukraine in this war. Instead, he would try to get peace, right, to establish peace, and then focus on China.
The administration is now asking Congress for $24 billion more. Regardless of that, the specifics of that plan, is there anyone on stage who would not support the increase of more funding to Ukraine?
We would not support it.
Europe needs to step up. I mean, I would have Europe step up and do their job.
Mr. Ramaswamy, but you're saying you would not too, Governor DeSantis?
I will have Europe pull their weight. Right now, they're not doing it.
I would have Europe. Come on, DeSantis, come on.
Our support should be contingent on them doing it, and I would have support in China to be able to take China and do what we need to do with China.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you would not support an increase of funding to Ukraine?
I would not. And I think that this is disastrous. That we are protected against an invasion of...
Do you hear all them people, bro? Do you hear all them people? Woo! Woo! You hear all them in the back, bro? That's what they want to hear. That's what they want. They see all this billions. Matter of fact, let's Google. Since the war began, the Biden administration and the U.S. Congress have directed more than $75 billion in assistance to Ukraine, which includes humanitarian, financial, and military support. According to the Kiel Institute for the World Economy, a German research institute. Okay? And listen. I don't want Russia to win, right? From my understanding of the war, I don't want Russia to win. You know, people are dying. Ukrainian civilians, soldiers are dying. It's not right. It's not good. It's evil, bro. What I'm seeing is very bad things that I'm seeing, bro. I've seen the videos, bro. I think a lot of war would be pointless, to be honest. I think the reason, and maybe I'm not refreshed on it, I think the reason Putin started it was because something about NATO, something about Ukraine joining NATO, and they felt like that NATO was, I think Putin felt like NATO was trying to get closer and closer to their border. Something like that. Don't quote me though. I need to, dive deeper into it. This one right here says sent more than $113 billion in aid. This one says $75 billion. America's billions in aid to Ukraine isn't charity, but it can't be wasted. John Kennedy. Oh, okay. That was June 2023. Yeah, it's tough, bro. It's tough. But I agree with finding a way to end the war. Find a way to end the war. I think Vivek says something about, if part of Ukraine would get taken by Russia, which, that doesn't sound good at all. But, China is a big threat, and China and Russia is a big threat against America. Listen, foreign policy, that shit is complicated, okay? I'm never going to downplay that shit's complicated, Let's keep going.
Across somebody else's border when we should use those same military resources to prevent across the invasion of our own southern border here in the United States of America. We are driving Russia further into China's hands. The Russia-China alliance is the single greatest threat we face, and I find it offensive that we have professional politicians on the stage that will make a pilgrimage to Kyiv, to their Pope, Zelensky, without doing the same thing for people in Maui or the south side of Chicago or Kensington. I think that we have to put the interests of Americans first. Secure our own border instead of somebody else's. And the reality is, this is also how we project strength by making America strong at home.
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Okay, I mean, he basically claimed that the politicians, right, the neocons, their Pope is Zelensky. They're more willing to go to Ukraine and to kiss up to him than they are to visit the American people after a disaster happens to them. They're more, again, they seem to be more concerned about Ukraine than the American people. And the neocons on stage, who, by the way, right, none of them raised their hand when they said that they would stop, sending money to Ukraine. They took issue with what Vivek Ramaswamy said, and the debate went off the rails from there.
Yeah, it did. Watch.
I have a question for Governor Haley. We'll come back.
Vice President Pence was mentioned. You get 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, let me be clear. Anybody that thinks that we can't solve the problem...
Look at the moderators going, like, they're not united. Here's Pence. Pretty much he's going to say, you think America can't solve the issues here and somewhere else at the same time? Wow, how un-American. Okay, except we haven't been. We haven't been, so,
problems here in the United States and be the leader of the free world has a pretty small view of the greatest nation on earth.
That is incorrect.
We can do both, Vivek. We've done both.
And they're saying his name wrong too, by the way. It's Vivek, like cake, Vivek.
Leader of the free world and the arsenal of democracy for years. The Reagan doctrine years ago made it clear. We said, if you're willing to fight the communists on your soil, we'll give you the means to fight them there so our troops don't have to...
Do you think he dyes his hair so it's like a more solid shade of white? Or you think it's just naturally fully white like that?
Fight him. Vivek, if we do the giveaway that you want to give to Putin to give him his land, it's not going to be too long before he rolls across a NATO border, and frankly, our men and women of our armed forces are going to have to go and fight him. I want to let the Ukrainians fight and drive Putin and the Russians back out into Russia.
I want to just briefly address Pence. Vice President Pence. I have a newsflash. The USSR does not exist anymore. It fell back in 1990.
Did I say
the real threat? You talked about the communists. And the real communists that we have to address right now
have any idea what Vladimir Putin's aims are.
The thing with Vivek, see how people talking over him? He need to be able to talk over people too.
spoke. Now I actually have something to say.
Vladimir Putin has been saying he wants to reestablish the old Soviet sphere.
I put some bass in your voice. Nigga, man, put some bass in your chest. Boy, say it with your chest.
Of influence.
Vice President.
I'm sorry if I insulted him by calling him a communist. He is a dictator and a murderer, and the United States of America needs to stand against authoritarianism.
Mr. Ramaswamy, 30 seconds.
Respond. The real threat we face today is communist China, and we are driving Russia further into China's arms. The Russia-China military alliance is the single greatest threat we face. Nobody in either political party is talking about it, and I am the only non-neocon on this stage who will keep us out of war.
Mr. Vice President, we can't hear Mr. Vice President.
To give Russia everything they've got.
Mr. Vice
Why don't they have like kill switches on their mics, bro? You know, like why don't they have that? Clip.
President.
Give them a promise that Ukraine will never be in NATO, and then somehow
Mr. Vice President.
China will not think about taking Taiwan. We achieve peace through strength.
Mr. Vice
and America
President.
needs to stand for freedom.
Okay.
You know, I've seen a video before Vivek said that peace through strength.
Said of Governor DeSantis that you didn't appreciate it when he initially called it a territorial dispute. Why?
First of all, the American president needs to have moral clarity. They need to know the difference between right and wrong. They need to know the difference.
Yo, why like she's talking through her teeth? America need to know moral clarity. They need to know the difference between right and wrong. Why? I'm not tripping, right? Y'all see that?
Between good and evil.
Good and evil.
When
Okay,
you
show
look
me
at
the
the
mouth.
situation with Russia and Ukraine, here you have a pro-American country that was invaded by a thug. So when you want to talk about what has been given to Ukraine, less than 3.5% of our defense budget has been given to Ukraine.
Oh yeah, is that facts? I don't know. Less than 3.5%. Okay, so 113 billion, and they say that's less than 3% of the total. What is America's? The United States spent 766 billion on national defense during fiscal year 2022. Damn, 700 billion. Damn. What is 3%? 21 billion. Nigga, she's lying. That's not less. They said, okay, one thing said they sent 70 billion. One thing said they sent 115 billion. So less than 3% is less than 21 billion. So she's lying. It's not true. Of course. See? You're weird.
If you look at the percentages per GDP, 11 of the European countries have given more than the U.S. But what's really important is go back to when China and Russia...
That's too much for me to look up. She said compared to their GDPs. I'm not going to look all that up and then look at how much they give to Ukraine.
Held hands, shook hands before the Olympics, and named themselves unlimited partners. A win for Russia is a win for China. We have to know that. Ukraine is the first line of defense for us. And the problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends. What you do instead is you have the backs of your friends. Ukraine is the front.
Trump would have been like, that's not true, and you were very, very nasty woman.
Line of defense. Putin has said once Russia takes Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. That's a world war. We're trying to prevent war. Look at what Putin did today. He killed Prigozhin. When I was at the UN, the Russian ambassador suddenly died. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
First of all, Mr. Ramaswamy, you have 30 seconds. Mr. DeSantis,
Nikki, I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon.
I'm not on
but the fact of the matter,
and
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie.
She said you have what? Put down?
And
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you
she brought up Israel.
brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now. This is the false lies of a professional politician. There you have it.
Your watch,
so the reality
make America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what? The foreign policy experience that you all have shows in the pointless wars we've gotten into. I have to address that.
You know who also didn't have foreign policy experience before taking office? President Trump. And look how that worked out, right? No wars, okay? No new wars, okay? Peace in the Middle East. The Abraham Accords. Which, again, Nikki Haley thinks that her experience dealing with foreign policy is something to be proud of, okay? When, hey, people like her are the reason why we're in the situations that we're in.
Is that fact?
Okay, this is why we get into pointless wars with this type of neocon mentality that, again, apparently, again, that's what a majority of these politicians think, right? That's the whole point of this video, okay? You see how passionate these politicians get about defending Ukraine, right? Look at the passion. I don't hear much passion from these politicians when it comes to issues like the economy, when it comes to the border, when it comes to
That's
crime.
true, no cap. Look how I was saying earlier, look how angry she was getting. You wanna won't even let him talk. His 30 seconds, she talking over him. Come on, bruh.
When it comes to any of these issues that actually affect the American people.
You know what I say? I don't know much about this Nikki Haley person. I'm just hypothesizing, but I feel like, she got some money in her pockets from certain individuals with foreign geopolitical intentions. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's most politicians, though. They get money, bro. They get bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get money from these people, bro.
At home, I don't hear the same type of passion. But they lost their minds. They lost their cool. Because Vivek Ramaswamy says, hey, look, let's try to end this war in a way that actually kind of makes sense for both sides, right? Let's do the reasonable thing here, okay? And let's focus on China, right? We got to focus on China.
There's no cap. Another thing, too, look how much they focus on, he's a murderer, he's a thug, he's doing this, doing that. They're trying to focus on emotional responses, right? Which is a fact, I'm not saying that those things that's going on in Russia and Ukraine are good. Obviously, it's bad. War is not good. People dying for no reason is stupid. But look how they're trying to get emotional responses out of people who don't really have any knowledge, probably less knowledge than me on foreign policy and shit. Or more,
Our own border, okay? Protecting our own border, protecting Americans, taking care of Americans here at home. That's what we need to focus on. And the neocon response to that is that, Putin's a murderer! Putin bad! We hate Russia! You must like Putin! Right? You don't want to fund Israel! Right? This is the response. But again, where's all that passion when it comes to the invasion at the border? Right? Where's all that passion
when
it comes to crime?
They don't care.
Where's all that passion when it comes to issues that are actually really affecting the American people? They don't have nearly the same passion. Vivek Ramaswamy went on stage and said exactly what the base believes, for the most part, which is that, hey, we can't be protecting everybody else's border when our border is wide open, right? We got all types of crazy stuff going on our border, right? That's costing Americans lives, okay? They did have a conversation about the fentanyl epidemic in this country, right? I think they said
a short
over 300
conversation.
Americans were dying a day or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, again, when you see these politicians come out here and get all passionate about what's going on overseas, it tells you everything you need to know. A lot of these people are America last. Vivek Ramaswamy, rightfully,
I think it's the same mindset that ended up sending all the manufacturing jobs and shit from America to overseas, bro. It's that same mindset.
He pointed out that, yes, Nikki Haley, she has a future career on the boards of Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. She was on the board of Boeing, in which she essentially advocated and helped them secure millions of dollars in government funds, okay, corporate socialism, right, for big corporations. Now all of a sudden, because she's running for president, she wants to pretend like she's not bought and sold by the military industrial complex, right, which she is. All these politicians are. And that's why I keep trying to tell you guys.
No integrity. See, I didn't know nothing about Nikki Haley, you know what I'm saying? There you go. Bought and paid for. Exactly what dude was talking about, bro. Bought and paid for. Military industrial complex shill. Super PAC puppets. Their mindset is not for the best intention of America, okay? They're not for the best intention. Their best intentions are not for America. That's what it is, okay? It is what it is.
People want to talk about the alleged money laundering going on in Ukraine. I'm like, bro, it's right in front of your face. this is what's happening. The tax dollars, the taxpayer dollars, our dollars are being sent overseas to Ukraine, aka they're being given to American defense contractors, right, who are selling weapons over there. Okay, they're making millions and billions of dollars funded by taxpayers. And then they're turning around and donating the funds, the money that they make, back to the politicians who turn around and then vote for more wars in which they're going to get more corporate socialism. Right? They're going to get more of our taxpayer money. That's the real money laundering scheme. Okay? I'm telling you, it's right there in your face. Look how passionate they got, right? When Vivek says, let's turn off the spigot, right? Let's
you know, and that's the thing with like a lot of like liberal people that I've seen, they don't talk about that shit. They don't talk about that shit. You know what I mean? They don't talk about this aspect of it. David Pakman, I could talk about it. I looked at David Pakman's channel. Damn near almost every video is anti-Trump video. Trump. Like, that's all you care about, bro? Destiny not gonna talk about this shit. I seen Destiny put out a tweet saying, "Oh, my new litmus test is if someone is a Vivek Ramaswamy supporter. That's my litmus test to see if they're crazy or whatever." And it's like, okay, I mean, how about you? You know that, but you know, Destiny is also another one that be real smug in certain ways. Like, okay, just if tell me what's crazy that he's saying. You know, just break it down. Talk to me like a regular person. But again, you know, when you're someone that's an online personality, not just him, just all of them in general, it's easy to just be like, oh, you know, you don't think what I think. You didn't get to the same process that I got to, or you're dumb. Like, you're crazy. You're insane. But it's like, if somebody says something that's not like it made sense, then it spoke to them for a reason. So for you to ridicule them for something that spoke to them, that just pushes them further away from you. You know what I mean? When if you were to just break it down, a regular rational person, not like a crazy like some of them Trump people that are always Trump, nothing but Trump, then people they're not gonna listen to nothing. Okay, they're not gonna care. And there's people like that. There's a lot of liberals like that too. You know, so but you know, all you do is push around the people that listen to rationale. You pushing them away. That's, you know, that's what I think.
Off the cash cow to y'all campaigns when it comes to these endless wars, right? Look how offended they got because they know that it's gonna hurt them in the pocket. Okay, especially people like Nikki Haley, who is queen neocon. Okay, she is. So again, you know, it's just funny how Vivek Ramaswamy, once again, why is this man rising in the polls? Why did he win the debate last night? It's because he's more in touch with the base.
Neocon, a person with neoconservative views. Okay. Neoconservatism is a political movement that began in the United States in the 1960s among liberal hawks who became disenchanted with the increasingly pacifist foreign policy of the Democrat Party, with the growing New Left and the counterculture in the 1960s, particularly Vietnam protests. Okay.
Than everybody else on stage. Everybody else on stage doesn't give a damn about what the American people feel, how their constituents feel. They're like, no, we're going to fund this war. We're going to keep it going for as long as we can because people are getting rich, right? Our donors are getting rich off of this stuff, right? And that's what's happening. These politicians are prostitutes. That's why they got so offended when Vivek Ramaswamy rightfully claimed that they're bought and sold. They are. They're bought and sold. They're traded like Pokemon cards, bruh. They really are. That's what it is. Okay? It's a shame, but this is the way the system works. And when they get called out on it,
when
they
get defensive.
Hit where it hurts, they boo-hoo, whine, and cry, and they melt down just like Mike Pence and Nikki Haley just did because he's calling them out, right? He's calling them out. It's true. It's true.
No cap, no cap. That's the thing, boy. A lot of these politicians, boy, bought and paid for. You know, they don't. You know, they just like an artist. When they say an artist doesn't own their masters, or they owe money to the label. You know, they can't do whatever they want to do if you're independent. You have to play politics, bro. Like, you have to play. You have to do whatever the people that control your money, you have to do what they tell you to do, or they'll cut off your money. Sad world, sad world. You know. Yeah, now I'm rocking with Vivek, boy. I'm rocking with Vivek. Even if I don't agree with everything he say, I fuck with him a lot more than these other motherfuckers. David Pakman was like, you know, if I were going to vote for anybody, if I had to, out of these people, it would be Chris Christie. Of course, you'd vote for the most politician there. Chris Christie or Mike Pence. Of course, you'd vote for the ones that are bought and paid for, because you like same old, you know, run-of-the-mill, business as usual, politicians doing shit for their own interests in their own pockets. That's what you like. You know what I'm saying? You don't like someone that's radical, that has things that's going to push the limits, okay? You don't like that shit. Of course not. But hey, man, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video. There's probably some more stuff we could talk about when it comes to this debate, boy. And just seeing people's reactions and stuff. It's really interesting, bro. It's really interesting. Because, you know, you got to understand my perspective, too. I'm 23 years old. The only election I was able to vote for was in the 2020 election. And that was Trump versus Biden, you know, during the peak of COVID or whatever. And there was a lot of influencing in that debate. Oh, this side is racist. This side is going to try to, you know, take your rights away. This side is trying to da-da-da-da-da. No talk about policies. No talk about nothing. If you even question anything, they will try to ridicule you and destroy you and clown you and call you crazy. And it's like, bro, that's you're trying to influence people in a negative way instead of with the truth. Influence people with facts. Influence people with the truth. But when you see that a side doesn't do that, it shows you that they're hiding something, right? They're hiding something. And to be fair, I think both Democrats and Republicans do that shit, right? Where they exaggerate things or they lie. I just did a video about how Trump's team was lying about some shit off the district attorney for the RICO case. She made up lies about her to discredit her, shit like that. But, you know, I don't know. They treat us, regular civilians, like we're stupid. Like we can't handle the truth. Say the facts and give the rationale behind the facts, and the people that understand will understand it. But no, they want to lie, they want to slander, they want to bash in order for them to get you to vote the way they want you to vote. It is what it is, you know. So that's why Vivek is a breath of fresh air. It seems like somebody that's not just making shit up, not just talking out his ass, someone who is smart and doesn't get thrown off by hard questions. That's very respectable. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. You know, I think it seems like the age of regular schmegular, you know, elections and politics is over with, bro. I mean, I guess you could say Obama wasn't very regular. It was a black guy that was picking up steam. But again, I was a little kid at that point in time, so I don't know. I don't know, bro. I mean, America re-elected Obama, voted for him twice. You know, it wasn't not much issue, aside from some people complaining about him and some people being racist. But yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't think shit ever gonna get back to regular again. Like after this one, like I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. If Trump wins or he doesn't win, you know, I don't think he would want to run again after 2024 because he's gonna be older and a lot of that steam is gonna be lost. And it's just, I don't know. I think the establishment is gonna keep trying to do shit, and it's gonna, I don't know. I feel like shit gonna implode, to be honest, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't hope for that to happen, but it seems like certain shit that the establishment keeps doing, more people going against the grain, going against the establishment, and it's a lack of trust, bro. Lack of trust in the country and the people running the country. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Yes, sir.